Hi, it's Lee from the Japanese Water Gardens. A few weeks ago, we did a delivery of fish to a man named Alan who lives in Peterborough. The day after the fish had arrived, I got a phone call from him, and he wanted me to know how happy he was with the service. The fish were in excellent condition, they were good quality. It turns out that Alan was actually a subscriber of mine, but he hadn't realised that we sell fish online, and he hadn't realised that we could deliver them. He'd gone onto Google and he typed in something like koi delivery near me, and then he'd come across the website, japanesewatergardens.com. So we were having a bit of a chat, and he suggested, why don't I make a video showing people how we sell the fish online? How do we package them up? How do we transport them? How does it all work? It sounded like a good idea, and I think you'll enjoy watching it. So I should start this video by explaining what happens when new fish arrive at the store. Typically in any season, we might have 4 or 5 or perhaps 6 deliveries throughout the year. Now those fish will arrive at Japanese Water Gardens, and they don't actually come straight out into the main sales tanks. We have a quarantine building which is just over there, and the fish will spend typically 3 or 4 weeks in there before they're brought back out and placed into the sales tanks. After they've been here for a few weeks, I normally get out my camera and I start taking some photographs and video of them. And that video is then uploaded to YouTube and it's put onto our website, japanesewatergardens.com. We designed the website to be as easy to navigate as possible. Just click on the link at the top where it says Shop for Koi, and that'll take you to the main koi sales area. In there you're going to find all the details of the special offers that we've got running. You'll see the YouTube videos like the pick of the day videos that I do, and you'll be able to see each of the fish individually with its own picture and a short description. If you scroll down, we've even created a special YouTube video for each fish. When you've found some fish that you're happy with, just add them to the basket, and when your order is finished, go to the checkout and the computer will work out the price. I recently figured it out, how to program it so it can understand all these offers. I'm dead proud of myself for doing that. Let's give these fish some food. Always hungry, these fish. So, the most exciting bit for me with selling fish online is actually getting the orders. It's exciting because you never know when the orders are going to come in. I could be sat at home watching the telly and ping, I've got a message on my phone, and orders come in. Thunder. Or we can be at the shop serving customers. Wendy comes out the office, Lee, and orders come in. It's really a case of they can come in at any time, 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the morning. Most days when Courtney's in, the first thing that she does is she goes straight onto the computer and she checks to see if any orders have come in. Any orders that are there get printed out, and then we're out to the fish to catch the fish up, pop them into a bag and give them a good inspection to make sure that there isn't any blemishes on them, they haven't got any marks underneath, that kind of thing. Once we're happy that everything's okay, we're going to contact the customer. Now we'll do that either through a text message or a phone call, and when we're speaking to them, we're going to be arranging a suitable day for delivery. Most weeks we've got fish going out 2 or 3 days. Commonly it's a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, and sometimes we deliver on Fridays as well. Thunder again. Maybe it's going to chucking it down now. I'll just tell you about these boards. Oh my God. These boards are what we use to keep a track of the fish online. If we sell a fish, we have to find its picture on these boards, peel it off, run into the office and take it down. That way we don't sell a fish online that we've not got here at the shop. Oh my God. It's absolutely pouring with rain. Dear me. Now any fish that we sell online, we obviously have to store them until the delivery day arrives. I don't think I can keep filming at the moment. Jesus. Best move on to when we start sending, the day that we start sending the fish out. So most days here, we have a lot to do when we arrive. We have the fish ponds to open up, we've got the trots, furry animals to clean out, birds to feed and water, and lots of things to do before we even open the store. So when we've got fish going out, we're going to make sure that we're in half an hour early, just to give ourselves that little bit extra time. Once all them little jobs have been done and we've been round and checked all the fish and everything, we'll get on the computer and we'll book the deliveries in that we need for that day. And we pop into the porter cabin there and we'll start making up some boxes and putting the labels onto the boxes for the various addresses for the customers and so on. Now that can take a surprising amount of time. If you've got 10 boxes to do up, got to put them out, tape them up properly, make sure that they're in good condition, that kind of thing. Make sure that they're labelled properly. We don't want to rush anything. So we take our time, make sure that the boxes are ready for the fish. At just after 3, it's all systems go and we start bagging up the fish. So we normally will start with the smallest koi first. This year we've sold lots of the koi variety deals. They have sold particularly well. The customer picks the size and the number of fish, and then we will choose a good mixture from our sales tanks. These bundles are amazing value for money, and we'll always do our best to select interesting, colourful specimens. Then we move on to the larger koi, and having the right tools for this job makes it much easier. That means you need a strong net and a large bowl or koi basket. With some practice, you can guide the fish into the basket with minimal fuss and stress. Once they're in the basket, we give them a final check over to make sure they don't have any blemishes on them and make sure they're in good health. And then you slip them into plastic bags and we carry them over to the bagging station. You don't need a huge amount of water in the bags, just enough to allow the fish to maintain its position in the water and not be flopping over onto its side. In fact, too much water will make the bags heavy and hard to handle. In the standard size box, it is perfectly possible to ship 2 or 3 medium-sized koi. At the bagging station, we inflate the bags with pure oxygen and then we seal them up tightly with elastic bands. Before the boxes are closed up, it is important to wait about 10 minutes. Occasionally, you might get the odd bag that has a slow leak. So by waiting a few minutes, we can check the pressure is holding and we're confident that the seal is good. Any gaps around the bags need to be filled up with a lightweight void filler, such as bubble wrap or foam chip-ins. This prevents the bag from moving inside the box, and it helps to protect them from damage. Once we're happy, the boxes are sealed up with parcel tape. Some days we can have a lot of fish going out to a lot of different customers. So it's important that we have a checklist to make sure that we haven't missed anything off. If we have made a mistake, now is the time to find out, not when the fish are halfway out to the customer. The boxes are then loaded up into the van. It's always a good idea, if you're sending out large koi, to stack the boxes side on to the direction of travel. That way, if you have to pull up suddenly, the fish doesn't get flung head first into the front of the box. It is cushioned more gently. This is obviously not such an issue if you're dealing with medium-sized or small koi, as they'll be turning around inside the bags anyway. For local deliveries, we normally deliver direct. The national deliveries are handled by our courier, who has a depot in Derby. I asked Wendy to shoot some video for you.
I'm not used to a manual anymore. See you later. I'll be back in about an hour. Hi there, just pulled into the APC depot at Derby, ready to drop off our fish for our weekly shipment. See if anybody's here to help me. I've got lots of boxes, so I could do with a big strapping lad to help me.
We've been using these couriers for several years now, and I think the service is amazing. It's an overnight service. It's supposed to get the fish to the customer before noon the next day. Now, we've had nothing but good reports about the drivers taking care when they're handling the fish, being pleasant when they arrive at the customers. I know that when we pass these fish over to the couriers, they're in safe hands. The couriers can deliver to almost any address in England or Wales. Sending out fish this way is perfectly safe for the fish. We have sent out fish to Newcastle, Cornwall, London, all over the place. 2 of the boxes on this week's delivery are going to Swansea in Wales. So the next morning, you're going to get a knock at the door, and it's going to be the delivery of fish that you ordered. The first thing that you need to do is just unpack the fish and place the bags on the top of the pond. I'm going to leave them there for about 10 minutes or so, and then pull on the elastic band at the top, let some water from your pond spill into the bag, and then when the fish is ready, just gently turn over the bag and the fish will emerge into your pond. It's as easy as that. I hope that you found this video interesting and that you'll subscribe to the channel. I'm going to say bye for now, because I'm going to get on with editing this video. Take care from Lee at the Japanese Water Gardens.